hoping for a while, but today is actually the day it's getting done. That's right, I'm washing my sheets. Mark your calendars, because this happens about once every blue moon. Too bad my washing machine is full, and normally I would like run this load, but I don't have time. It takes too long for my conditioner to dry. So I'm gonna take all this crap out and wash it afterward. Plenty of laundry to do today. Half my day, well, not half my day, I don't know. I just was there a tag on one of those things? Yeah, there is. But why are they in the dirty laundry, you might ask? Life. So I just got home. I just put the baby down for a nap. I'm needing to change because this is just a little ridiculous. To be getting stuff done around the house, and I need to tidy up around here, especially the bathrooms. Like, I don't even know when the last time I gave the bathrooms a good cleaning was. Like the toilets, you know, it's okay. I don't know, that's tight in there. I'm gonna make some food. Today is Brownie Friday, so I'm going to try to find a good recipe. I think I found one for blondies. We'll see what I end up making. All right, that'll be good. Maybe I'll put the rest of these things away. I'll put the blankets away, those are simple. Everything else can wait. I changed. I'm gonna throw some chicken in the sink to thaw out. I kind of know what's for dinner, but I kind of don't know what's for dinner. I feel like I made a pin of what I wanted to eat, and then I got sidetracked and like, is that what I actually wanted, or was I gonna make something else, or am I supposed to make that for a snack? I've got to figure it out. Still cleaning up from this morning / last night. Don't judge me. Sometimes things just get a little out of hand. Bedtime gets a little wild and crazy, and that is fine. I have to wash this. Don't worry. Oh, taquitos. That's what I was going to make. By the way, I bought these hair clips, and they lay a little bit flatter than, say, something like this, you know, obviously. You can see the difference here, but I can't get all my hair into the clip like I can that one. But you know what, after I cut my hair, and like, honestly, this is a pretty substantial cut for me. It was down here, I'm not exaggerating. Literally touching my hip is right here. But now whenever I use this clip, it's like I don't have enough and it just falls out. All right, I think that will be fine. Just tidying up a little bit. And I'm trying to get back into the routine of things, like working out. I feel like it just takes baby steps, one thing at a time. I'm getting there slowly but surely. And since I've been working out, my muscles, oh, I can feel the soreness. And one of the things that helps with that is taking my Element every day. And this video is kindly sponsored by Element. Huge thanks to them. Huge thanks to you for supporting me when I have sponsored content. There's always a deal included for you. And you know what someone told me? Their favorite way to drink Element was taking the raspberry salt, which is my 3rd favorite flavor. My top favorite is watermelon salt and then citrus salt. This is my 3rd, but she said she puts it into a glass of water and then adds in some lime. So that's what I'm going to do. I do like the raspberry salt. It's got some sweetness, even though Element is made without any added sugar, without any added colors or any junk included. One of the things that I really like about it, it's a hydration stick, and it has the perfect science-backed ratio of sodium, potassium, and magnesium in there. Keeps me hydrated on these really hot days, and everyone needs to stay hydrated and get electrolytes, not just athletes. Even though I typically drink it in the morning before I head to my workout. It's just a good little routine I've got going. But the magnesium helps with the muscle soreness, and that's why I pick Element over any other brand, because it does have that added magnesium in there. And magnesium is so important for a multitude of reasons. It's good for hormonal regulation, nutrient absorption, fluid balance. Drinking Element can also help prevent and eliminate headaches. It has a lot to do with your brain, fatigue, sleepiness, muscle cramps, all of that Element helps combat. I'm really loving that flavor of the lime with the raspberry salt. That is refreshing and delicious. I would have never thought to do that. If you have any other combos like that, let me know. They have a lot of different flavors on their website, and actually there is a mango chili I have yet to try it, but I've seen people make marinades out of this, so I thought that was really interesting. I love to make like a summertime slushie out of element. Endless opportunities to make so many great things they share on their Instagram, and if you're interested, you can also check out their website because they have a ton of science-backed research of why element is so great for our bodies. They have a ton of articles and really interesting information on there. So I'm not gonna lie, the raspberry salt with the lime might be my new favorite flavor, but they have a ton of flavors on the website. Alex actually loves their new sparkling water. It comes in a 16-ounce can, and they have a flavor, black cherry lime. Oh my gosh, I could cry. It tastes so good. I much prefer the sticks, but Alex is into the sparkling cans, which is great. It's all offered on the website, and all of the flavors are on there too. And if you make a purchase and use my link in the description box below, you can get a free sample pack that includes all of the flavors, so you can try them out and see which one is your favorite. If you're interested to try any of that out, my link is in the description box below. drinkelement.com/thewads, drinklmnt.com/thewads, and you can try out all 8 flavors. Oh, that hint of lime in here is just fantastic. I've been saying that like I feel like I'm dehydrated because I got out of the routine of drinking this every day. I would drink it when we would go on outings, and then you know how life works. Hold on just a second. I'm gonna throw together like lunch slash a snack slash I'm just hungry, okay? And I got people to feed. So I pulled out of my pantry some canned chicken. And then I forgot the other night. We had dinner last night. I don't even know when it was. Is this both the same thing? I don't know what's happening. We had leftover chicken. Oh, and it's so good, so good. But I made a little bit too much. So I have leftover chicken, and I'm gonna make, these have been in my pantry. I'm making taquito chicken wrap. I don't really know what to call it. I'm kind of debating, like, do I do it in the air fryer or do I do it in the oven? Anyway, I just noticed on the back of these, it says refrigerate after opening. Does anyone refrigerate their tortillas after they open them? Because I, for one, have never ever. And now I'm thinking, like, are these bad? Because I didn't buy them like yesterday, you know what I mean? Tortillas last in your pantry for a while, or so I thought. These are street taco tortillas. I mean, look how good they look. They're kind of breaking as I do this, but that's okay. I think it'll be fine. These I find are like kind of hard to roll because they're the corn tortillas and they break a little bit. Should I just do like quesadilla style? I'm not joking. Every time I do this, I regret it. Every time I try to roll up a tortilla, I'm like, Kim, what are you thinking? Anyway, I'm telling you my master plan here. I went in there, I was like, about to just scrounge around in my fridge to see what I had. Cream cheese, chicken, cheese, mix some spices in there, jalapeno, something. But then I have this jalapeno popper dip, and I'm like, that's actually amazing. It has all the flavors that I'm looking for, and then I'll just take the leftover chicken. Amazing. I am actually planning to put together like a football food video, because I love football and I love food, and I'm like, well, what better video is there to make? You know what I mean? And it's been almost 3 years since I made one. I kind of made one when I was like 100 years pregnant, but I just feel like it definitely needed more food. So I'm doing it. This year, I'm doing it. But also, like, don't hold me accountable, because I don't know where life is gonna take me. These green beans, heaven. Heaven can't help me now. Nothing lasts forever. This is getting good now. Who sings that song? Taylor Swift, of course. Taylor Swift would never eat cold green beans. He's missing out. I'm just saying, you know you're hungry when just about ate all of them. By the way, I'm so glad you guys are staying a spell. Cheers if you saw my shop with me video. You know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, well, you're not in the inside of the joke. All right, I'm really just procrastinating. Don't worry, I cleaned my floors like a week ago. This is getting good now. I don't know what to do. I can't help myself. Okay, I'm gonna cut this up. You're supposed to warm them up in a damp paper towel, and they're not supposed to crack. They do, every time. I'm gonna give it another go. That flavor in here, even though this chicken is diced up, I'm going to cut it up a little bit more. See, is this the same chicken? I'm gonna take a taste test. It's different, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna cut this one up. I kinda don't wanna cut this one up because it just tastes so dang good. I don't know how old this one is. It smells fine. I can't remember cooking it because all my days just run together. Groundhog's Day every day. Cook, clean, take care of stuff. Bedtime routine, wake up, cook, clean, take care of stuff. You know what I mean? I like it. I'm just saying. I don't remember when I cooked the chicken. If these turn out bad, I'm gonna cry because that is some of the best chicken I've ever made in my entire life. Okay, so I'm gonna do some of this, more, a little bit more. Probably the rest of it. I'm being stingy because this is so good and I just wanna keep it for myself, you know? I'll probably do the rest of it. And some of this, mix it up. Oh yeah, that's good. How about a little bit more cheese? All right, little handful there. Actual perfection. I'm gonna wrap a few of these into a very damp paper towel. A minute? Am I not doing it long enough? I'll do a minute. Wow, these are hot, hot, hot. Okay, hold on, because look, it's already falling apart on me. All right, that one's okay. Whew. Just gonna roll them. I feel like this is a very versatile, just not even a recipe, just an idea, inspiration, if you will. And you just give it a little tuck and roll. Actually, they didn't crease. Amazing. I'm gonna spray mine right away because I feel like maybe they won't break. Because sometimes by the time I'm at the end, then that's when they start breaking and creasing. I could barely fit anything in here. These are so itty bitty. Even though they're itty bitty. I don't know what I just said. But they're so petite. I will tell you, they are the perfect size for snacking on and just grabbing and going. You definitely have to eat more than one. And I will say, burning my fingers and cooking, well, microwaving the tortillas, I don't really know, in a really damp paper towel for a full minute made all the difference. They didn't crack, and I don't know if spraying them immediately helped either. I feel like it did. So that's what I did. I continued on with that process, and these were so delicious. I mean, like, eat 10 at a time delicious. I would grab a couple, walk away, and like, I don't know what we were doing. Oh gosh, sorry, I'm dying. Anyway, and then I would eat them. I'd be like, who ate all of my tortillas? What are these called? Whatever they're called. I was like, who ate all of it? Someone ate all of them, right? And so I went back to the kitchen, grab a couple more. And I was like, man, who the heck keeps eating them? Me. That's just a little throwback to Never Been Kissed, one of the greatest movies of all time ever been made. Come on, Never Been Kissed. I feel like that is definitely a classic. But this is them. I rolled them all up, sprayed them with some oil, threw them in the oven. I can't remember. 350, 375, 411 degrees. It doesn't matter. Throw them in. 15 minutes? I don't think I measured anything. I never set a timer. I just open it when I can smell it, when it's done, and when they're looking a little crispy. And of course, that's not enough. And I thought those might be too spicy for some kids that are over. So I threw in some chicken. And sorry, I cleared my throat. I didn't realize how I sounded there. This is the invisible load of cleaning. All day long, little messes like this. So let me tell you what happened, okay? It's too long of a story to tell, but I will say a bag of popcorn kernels. I didn't get all of that, and that annoys me just as much as it annoys you. And by the time I was done cleaning that up, I was checking on them, and I said, oh man, they're crispy, okay? The popcorn kernels, that's the invisible load that you're doing all day. And then by the end of the day, you're like, man, I feel like I've been doing stuff all day long, but I barely have anything to show for it. But you know what? There aren't any popcorn kernels on my floor anymore. And I say that after 2 days because it did take, we kept stepping on them like, dang, I thought we got them all. But now I can happily say that they're all off the floor. But a bag burst open and the kids, is a little one, swept it all up. And I said, okay, great job. It actually took them a long time, okay? And I went in after them just to give it a little mother's touch. And even I missed some because Alex kept stepping on them. And so he went in with a broom. And then even after that, it's like those little suckers get everywhere. Okay, and then Eleanor had an open house at her dance studio, Eleanor and Meredith. So we went there. And of course, oh my gosh, the lines for everything. I'm like, dang, man. This dance life, it's not for the weak of heart, okay? Man, I'm just dipping my toe in. We're not even on team or anything, but Eleanor loves dance and I love watching her dance, so that's why we do it, for the love of dance. Hi, what year is it? I think this should be nice and dry by now, but well, of course it's not. Of course it's not, because why would it be? I'm gonna run that again. We just went to the girls' dance studio and it was so much fun. They actually got a really cool bag out of it. Someone was just there freehanding embroidery, and I was like so impressed, so amazed, but standing in the line to get to it, would rather, I'll just say that. But they got everything they needed for dance. Oh, I'm stepping on a bunch of junk. I gotta take my shoes off. I'm gonna start cleaning the bathrooms. It needs to be done. She the one that you've been missing, baby. Shania Twain from the 90s is like peak country, okay? This place, can I just tell you, water balloons. We were playing water balloons and the kids came inside with a couple of them. It was time to brush their teeth, and Meredith had like water balloons in her bathing suit, and so she put them here in the wooden thing. Well, overnight I guess they just spewed out water, and this, oh, it was a mess. So I let it dry out, but I haven't cleaned up since then, so it's really needing a good clean. You know what I did yesterday? I was too embarrassed to share it with you, but I did take a before and after picture, so I guess I'll share that. It's still embarrassing, but I cleaned my bedroom, and I finally put our stuff away from when we took a trip. You guys. You know, people are like, oh, do you put your stuff away the day you get home? I don't know who those people are. And if you are one of those people, I am lucky to have you as a friend. I feel like you're a unicorn. I am the type of person, no surprise here, that it takes me, like, when did we get home? 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks, maybe more than 2 weeks? I'm embarrassed. It's just who I am. I did my best. I put it away as soon as I got to it. I just feel like we got home and it was back to school and my focus was on everything else. I mean, I finally got to it, so I'm just saying. Eventually, it gets done. But it does sometimes take me a while to get to it, especially if it's something dumb, like putting the stuff in our suitcases away. It's just like so unnecessary. We've got plenty of it, but you know what? Wentworth didn't, or Wolfgang didn't have that many clothes to wear, and that's really why I was like, okay, I gotta put these clothes away. Can't drag my feet on it any longer. I need something to wash the mirrors with. I don't have anything in here, so needless to say, basically have my life together. I'm waiting for that moment. Man, there is stuff all over the cabinets. I saw a meme the other day and it said something along the lines of, hey, you know how you've been saying, hey, this week is crazy, but we'll get together or we'll do whatever the thing is maybe next week when things die down a little bit. When are things dying down a little bit? And I'm not glorifying being busy. We welcome the chaos. Obviously, we chose to have 5 kids and we're choosing to have them, live a good childhood with doing after school activities. It's just like, if you take it one child at a time, they're actually not doing very much, or they're doing a normal amount. But when you times that by 4, because we have 4 school-age children who are doing like activities, it adds up to a lot, and it's just a lot to keep up with, that's all. And we understand the chaos. We knew what we were getting into. We wouldn't have it any other way. But sometimes I'm like, ah! Oh right, I was going to get a paper towel, but that cleans the mirror just fine. I'm gonna do it again. Wouldn't want to be anybody else. Na, 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 na. I'm no beauty queen. I'm just beautiful me. You gotta hype yourself up, okay? Who else is gonna do it? I don't know if there's any saving this. It looks kind of rank. I mean, it looks like rustic wood, so I guess it's pretty on brand. People are decorating for fall, and I'm just like, I can't keep up. I'm not at their level, and I'm okay with that. I've come to terms. Hey, listen, even though I said I'm not like there with decorating, it's not that I don't want to be. I would love to be there. I just feel like I'm, I don't know, buried under so much other stuff. And I'm just like there with my hand trying to poke out of the dirt my fall decor. One day I'll get there. Maybe. I don't know. Today's definitely not that day, nor is tomorrow. But eventually. I do love fall decor, and I do little touches around my house, but sometimes I'll look around the store and I'll say, oh, that's cute, and oh, that's cute. But if I bring it home, I don't know how to make it cute together. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like some people just have it and have an eye and have that talent within them, and I'm not one of those people. I feel like I can do little bits and here and there, but the amount of effort it takes from me just to get a little, like that little tray in the bathroom right here, that's from 4th of July. great. It's actually missing a piece. It's got some sunglasses right there. I feel like you're supposed to decorate in threes. And I just didn't have a third piece, and I feel like that's good enough, and no one really cares, you know. Put a blue candle in that little thing that I got from the clearance aisle when I went after 4th of July and picked it up. It's just perfect. And so it'll sit there until I decorate for fall or Halloween. I'm not sure. And during summertime, honestly, it laid bare. And no one cared, you know? But I do like how, you know, I feel like I got my life together a little bit when I decorate. Just little touches. And it does go a long way. Just a little amount of effort. And yes, that is still the price tag on that garbage bin. I have tried multiple times to rip it off. It's like one of those rope ones that just, I need scissors, but I don't care enough to like go get the scissors and do it. Anyway, this desperately needed to be done. And even just, I don't know if you can really see it on the camera, even cleaning this wall, I'm like, man, am I taking the paint off this wall? And I don't know. I still don't know if I was or wasn't. And I don't. The cleaner I'm using for everything, the glass, the walls, the countertops, it's just Blue Land. I don't know. I feel like it's good enough for everything. It doesn't matter. And so I love Blue Land. Those are the tablets that I get on auto ship from Amazon, and the cleaning tablets. I don't think the cleaning tablets are on Thrive Market yet, but the Thrive Market, normally, if they have a sale on Blue Land, I'll pick up the dishwasher tablets and the laundry tablets. But the dishwasher tablets I always have. Laundry tablets I feel like I just ran out of and I haven't restocked yet. So I don't know. I go back and forth. Like I'll do the laundry tabs, and then I'll switch over to, you know, something else with the laundry, and then I'll go back to it, and, you know. I feel like my kitchen is endlessly cluttered, and every time I'm like, oh, okay, it's clean, lasts 5 minutes, maybe. Like 5 minutes is really stretching it, okay? And now that summertime is over, I'm expecting like, oh, like I'll be able to clean it and it maybe will stay clean for a little bit. But it's like, you know, if you're eating there, it's just inevitable. It's going to get dirty. Oh my gosh. And then I had these avocados that a friend gave us, and they gave us so many. And I was like, okay, well, we tried to eat through all of them, and honestly, they were fantastic. I don't eat avocados. It's one of the foods that I don't really like. But I'm trying my best. Listen, I think my avocado tree that I bought like a year ago at this point, I think it died in my front yard. It's really sad because I spent a lot of money on it, but I drug my feet and I didn't plant it in the ground, so it died. I'm pretty sure it's not coming back to life. And I don't want to talk about it because it does make me sad. Mostly because I'm just too fickle. Every time I pick a spot for my fruit trees, whatever, it just dies. And I'm like, oh man, I don't know. So anyway, I'm taking this one from a friend and trying to root it. And you know what I've had luck with doing this in the past? Literally throwing it straight into the ground. And then it grows. I'm like, oh, look at this. I do have a green thumb. And then I can't really like make it thrive past that point. And I have actually heard that if you grow an avocado plant or tree from a seed, it takes nearly 10 years for it to produce fruit. And that's why I got it grafted. And that's why it cost me an arm and a leg. And that's why I'm so upset that, you know, it died. But I figured, you know what, maybe if I cultivate it from seed, maybe I'll be more invested in it. Probably not. I'll tell you why. Because I did that with my star fruit and they got ran over by the lawnmower after 2 years of growing them. Oh, that was a sad time. I said, my star fruit trees. Oh. And then I think they started growing again. And then they just died, and because I didn't really care and take care of them enough. I need a system where I can plug it into my sprinkler and it just gets watered without me having to think about it. You know, I just need help, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I would love to have a bunch of trees everywhere. And you know what? Our friend got a starfruit tree around the same time that we got our starfruit tree, okay? And maybe a year earlier. Ours is in the ground, has yet to produce anything. It's probably a foot tall. Like, it's probably shorter than what it was when we bought it. But my friend's is thriving. producing fruit twice a year. And I'm like, what do you do? I don't even know. Is it our yard? I water it. I go out of my way to water this thing. I treat it with love and care. I talk to it. I'm like, hey, how are you doing today? You gonna produce some fruit for me? I see it flowering, and then, I don't know. I'm doing my best with what I have. Maybe one day I'll have more time to invest. You know what? I bought garden boxes. Do any of you do this? And then my sourdough. I'm just failing. I feel like I'm failing at life. I'm doing my best, but also failing at the same time. It's just everything all at once. And, okay. My sourdough died, and I am hesitant to ask my friend for more. One of my friends has a bunch of sourdough, and she gave it to me, but I'm too embarrassed. I might just order some offline because King Arthur, you can order it like fresh. And so I might do that, but it's like $15. I'm like, I don't know. Do I even want sourdough bread? So maybe in 6 months I'll order it. I mean, I can make it from scratch with flour and water. Maybe I'll do that. I'll probably just do that. And then I bought garden boxes, I think when I was pregnant with Wolfgang. So it's been a couple of years. Crazy. Okay, almost 3 years. And I was like, yeah. And then we started the addition, and we had to pull up our sprinkler system. And that was the whole crux. Like, I'm not going to start garden boxes if I can't have a system to water them. And we're actually not finished with the addition, which is actually kind of crazy. We're dragging our feet on the last part of like building the back patio. And we finally like finished the plans for that. And so that should be finished soon or started. I don't know. And then we'll be able to deal with the sprinkler, and then come the garden boxes. So it's all in good time. You know, it's like my sister-in-law once said, you have the rest of your life to get things in order around your house. But I would like to get things in order a little bit faster than that. I would like to be able to enjoy it. So, I bet you're wondering what's for dinner. Well, I'm going to work on dessert first because it's the important things in life. And I found a recipe on Instagram from Olivia Audriance. Pretty sure I nailed that. Chocolate chunk peanut butter blondies. They look fantastic. And so I'm just gonna throw them together. I have everything that I need. I mean, kind of. I'm modifying from her recipe slightly, but that's just what I do. Because you work with what you got. The recipe starts out with 1 cup of creamy peanut butter. Of course, hers is like all healthy. It calls for all natural peanut butter. I don't even have Jif. I've got like store brand Publix, which is better. You know what? Target, not that great. But Publix, a little bit better. But nothing compares to Jif. But if you are doing all natural, I really like Kirkland's brand. 1 cup of the peanut butter, and then ½ cup of maple syrup. I'm not a huge fan of using maple syrup as a substitute for, I'm just not a huge fan of maple syrup in general. I'm gonna throw in some vanilla extract at this point. Oh my gosh, it's a ½ cup. Oh no, it's a quarter, it's fine. A little tinge of peanut butter won't hurt anybody. Stuff is expensive. You better believe I'm gonna save what All right, it's gonna be fine. That's actually gonna be a lot better. And then I'm going to add ½ cup of brown sugar. This smells weird. I don't like it already, but you know what? I'm gonna keep an open mind. It might be the best brownies I've ever made. I'm just on the hunt. I'm gonna make every single brownie recipe until I find my absolute all-time favorite. Ina Garden's pretty much top tier for me. I think there's two different style of Ina Garden brownies. She's got like brownie pudding and just straight up brownies. And you know, her outrageous brownies, I'm pretty sure that's what I'm talking about. All right, that looks weird. 2 eggs. Whenever I make Brownie Friday, I always ask the kids, oh, what kind of brownies? And most of the time they just want original, nothing fancy, you know, like Ghirardelli box brownie mix. You can't screw that up. But sometimes it's nice to think out of the box and do it like this. Variety is the spice of life. Okay, that looks nice. Then I'm gonna add 1/3 cup flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a little bit of salt in here. Mix this together. This is definitely a small batch. And once this is just combined, I'm gonna do ½ cup of chocolate chips. Mix this in. Oh, and it calls for flaky sea salt. You know, the other day I almost got some. And I was like, no, I'll wait for the holidays. Oh, well, I forgot to preheat my oven. I gotta try the batter. Salmonella, I dare you. Mmm, peanut buttery. I'm gonna throw it into a greased baking sheet. I may have made a mistake. This one might be too big, but I don't know where my 8x8, I know I have an 8x8 pan. Let me look. It looks the same size as this, but a little smaller. It's fine, I'm just gonna have thin brownies. I don't wanna wash a dish. I think it'll be just fine. I'm regretting my decision already. I should have just grabbed the 8x8 dish. Okay, into the oven, 350, until they're done. All right, well, I'm gonna give you a little spoiler here. The brownies weren't great, the blondies. Not my favorite. I mean, they were okay, very peanut buttery. All right, so I saw this recipe. I don't remember where I saw it. YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest. I literally can't remember. I went and tried to look for it, couldn't find it. So I'm just doing my own thing here. Gotta go my own way. What movie is that even from? High School Musical, of course. How could I forget? Okay, so I'm making dinner here, making a little dredging station for my chicken. I saw the recipe seemed simple enough. I was like, oh, I can do that. I just went back to try to find it, to reference it, or even share it with you guys. But sad to report, couldn't find it. And so I'm just pounding out my chicken, flattening it up. Same way as you were to make chicken piccata, which is one of my faves. A little less involved than like having a full dredging station. But I put out flour. I season the flour with salt and pepper. And then in the middle bowl, I have egg. And if you want to be fancy, I add a little water to my egg. And if you want to be fancy, you can add Parmesan cheese to it. That's what my mom always did when she made it like this. I didn't have any. And then my last station was breadcrumbs, and I just added seasonings to it. Salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, whatever the heck you want. Garlic powder, maybe I threw in there onion powder if you feel fancy. And speaking of fancy, if you want to make French chicken, skip the breadcrumbs. You just dredge it in flour, throw it in the egg mixture, let it sit in the eggs for, I don't know, a minute, and then throw it in a pan with a little bit of oil. French chicken. It's like French toast, but with chicken. I actually don't know if you dredge it in flour first. I feel like you do, but I don't know. Maybe skip this step if you don't have flour, if you're gluten-free or something. I'm sure it'll come out just fine, but delicious nonetheless. And I used to make chicken like this more often than I do now. But it is a process, and then there's like a lot of bowls to clean, so I didn't want to do it. But flattening the chicken like this, just make sure that everything cooks nice and evenly, because you know when you have a chicken breast, it kind of tapers at the bottom of it, and it gets real chunky at the nice juicy breast part. So I don't know, I like pounding it out just to make it nice and flat, and plus when you put it on a serving plate, it just looks impressive that way. So we eat with our eyes first, and I did maybe a little bit too much oil I put in those pans. Okay, it's okay. But I don't know what this is called, fried chicken or baked. My mom used to bake it like this, and honestly, it would probably be faster. I could do it all in one batch, but I did it on the stovetop because I did it. I had arugula in my fridge, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a salad out of this. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. So arugula, I'm throwing on feta cheese because that's what I had. But if you have Parmesan cheese, I feel like that would lend itself very nicely to this meal. So literally use what you have. That's the whole part of like cooking and stuff. And I'm just going to dress my salad with a little bit of olive oil. And then I have lemon. And this just like gives it so much brightness and so much flavor and so much deliciousness. I love, you guys know how I feel about fresh herbs, fresh citrus. It always elevates a dish, and that's exactly what it does. This lemon was without seeds, so I just squirted it on there. I didn't need to put it in my lemon press. And, oh crap, you know what I forgot to do? Yeah, that's the good stuff. All right, and that's it. So simple, no skill involved at all. Throwing the chicken right on there, mixing my salad together, tossing it if you will, and then I just plop a big pile of it right on top of my chicken. It's like, it's so good. And then as you're eating it, I actually added twice as much salad to mine, and I only ended up eating like half of this chicken breast because it's absolutely massive. But so delicious. It's like a reverse salad. So instead of like chopping your chicken up and putting it in a bowl, it's like on top of it. You know what I mean? So I just thought it was pretty and cute, and it was actually the best thing I've had to eat in a really long time. I forgot how much I love arugula. So I'm going to start trying to eat more of it. and hoping it doesn't go bad in my fridge. Like, you know how you have good intentions at the grocery store and then you'll come home and be like, who the heck was that person who went grocery shopping? Because all I want right now is cookies and a crumble cookie and like the ooey gooiness of sugar and butter. No, just me. Okay, so here's the brownie. It wasn't as thin as I thought it was going to be, and they were good, and some people liked them. It's good to try new things. Oh my gosh, and then you know what? That night, Wentworth lost his second front tooth. So now he's like full gap-faced. He was eating something, and I was like, show me your tooth. Probably the worst time to do it when he's like trying to swallow his food. But anyway, 2 days before that, he had lost his other front tooth. So now he's completely toothless. All he wants for Christmas is his 2 front teeth and all that good stuff. I'm sure they'll be in before Christmas. I can almost guarantee they'll be in within a couple of weeks. But fun story, I grew up without my 2 front teeth. So that's all I wanted for Christmas for precisely 5 years of my life. When I was a toddler, I was on a tricycle, apparently, and ran into a pole, like a cement pole head first, and knocked out my 2 front teeth. Sounds traumatic. Maybe why I don't love riding bikes anymore. But I'm just kidding. I love bike riding. But yeah, so they didn't grow in until I was around 8 years old. So I went probably more than 5 years without it. And that's my story. Had to go to speech therapy and all that good stuff. And they were like, oh, she can't pronounce this. And my dad was like, well, yeah, she that is without her 2 front teeth. Like, try to pronounce so anyway, I've moved on to tidying up after dinner, and I was just walking around my house realizing, gosh, every room just needs my attention. So I just went room to room and dealt with whatever chaos was happening. I don't even know, a box full of what I had, school papers piling up already, and the living room just like a broken chair. What the heck? There's water on the floor. I was holding a water bottle and it was dropping everywhere. I didn't know the cap wasn't on. So I don't know where the cap even went. I think, I don't know what happened, but just a general tidy up. And sometimes it's just nice to clean without interruptions and when everyone is asleep. So that way you can wake up to a nice fresh house and then you can destroy it, right? The cycle continues. I've been thinking about this little coffee table that we have here. Obviously, it needs new knobs. I got new knobs for it, I don't know, I want to say a year ago. Maybe it's been more than that. I got them from Amazon, and they're just not the best. They could be better quality. And so they're kind of falling apart and breaking and coming loose and coming undone and all that stuff. So I've been dragging my feet to get them from Hobby Lobby. I guess I've got to wait until they have a good sale. I know sometimes they have like 50% off of their knobs and handles and stuff. So maybe I'll go there. But I'm not just talking about that. The paint job on here, because I redid it. Gosh, has it been? It's been at least 2 years. Right? So I did it about 2 years ago. The quality of this could be better too. I had trouble getting like the corner hooks off. And so I painted it, and then Alex came home and he was able to get them off. So I like painted the corner bits of it. It wasn't great. I could redo it, but I also feel like I kind of don't want to. But I've been on the lookout for some furniture, like antiquing and stuff of that nature. So I don't know. I've got my eye out, but I do love this piece. So I really just think I'm going to refinish it. And I might not even paint it like wood. I might see, the talent just isn't there. The skill, I'm just lacking. I would love to just sand it down to the bare wood and then stain it. That's ideal. So I think if I touch this again, that's my plan of attack. I think it would just look so beautiful. But, see, the problem with that is I do have a sander. I just am lacking the know-how, or maybe time. In my mind, I'm like, that's going to take all day. Maybe 2 days. Do I have 2 days to commit to this? And so I just keep putting it off. Maybe it'll be a weekend project one time, but I do love this piece. It opens up in the back, and that's where we store blankets, and the front is where I can hide all of the toys, and it's
just perfect. I put remotes in one drawer, charging cables in another, and then the rest are just random toys and books and odds and ends. And it's lovely. And I got it for like $30 off of Marketplace. It was what do they call it? Like a piece, a working piece. What do they call it when you get furniture and it needs some help to be improved? Not an art piece. Oh, I see my brain. It's something like that. People call it, this is a piece. I can't remember, but I will say I do love it. And maybe I'll make it look nicer one day. But for now, I'm just cleaning around it. And there was so much stuff underneath it. I don't move this thing every time I vacuum. But when I do, I'm always amazed at all of the stuff that is underneath it. I almost gave you a close-up of it, but I didn't want to expose myself, okay? And then I'm moving on to, these are just the main areas of my house where like people come in, and obviously it's lived in, so it's a little messy, needs a little tidying up, and so I'm just taking time to just tidy up my house. And when I walk in the house, I'm not overwhelmed by just chaos everywhere. I mean, 80% of my life I am, but when I clean up, it feels good for that short amount of time. So I'm just tidying up, getting all of this stuff out of here. I did not cut this video very well. I don't know where I escaped to. Probably the kitchen, and then I got distracted doing something else. Were there dishes in here? Probably because I eat snacks and food in here often. And so vacuuming, I realized my vacuum is broken or not sucking up. And so I was trying to take it apart and fix it and see what the heck was going on. And I don't know what was stuck in there, a tag, but I got it out, not without a little bit of frustration. And I find that almost every other time that I vacuum, something is stuck in here. And you know why? Because Wolfgang loves to vacuum as well. So I just let him go to town. I let him have the vacuum, but he likes doing it with the hose part. I think it's less noisy that way, and he has more control. He can see, because he's so little, he can see exactly what he's sucking up. And that's his favorite thing to do. So I just let him go. I'm like, yeah, sure, kid, clean up everything. I don't mind. But the stuff he vacuums sometimes is a little too large and it clogs up the hose. And that's the problem that I had with this. It was sucking up, but it was getting stuck in the hose. So I just brought it to the trash can and I jammed it all out. I was going through I was vacuuming the rug and trying to pick something up and it wasn't coming up. And that's when I realized, yeah, something's definitely in there. I gotta deal with this. So I brought the whole thing to the garbage can. It's always my favorite thing to empty out the canister and then vacuum a spot and see how full it makes the canister, like how dirty was this rug? How much did it really pick up? And honestly, it amazes me every time that I do that when I go in with an empty canister and then I vacuum just one room or one rug or whatever. And then I'll look and be like, oh my heavens, look at this, is wild. But it's impressive. I'm like, all that stuff I just cleaned, Thank goodness for vacuums. What a marvelous invention. I will say all of the conveniences we have nowadays, the washing machine, the dishwasher, the robot vacuums even. You don't even have to physically do it yourself. You can just run a little robot and it'll go around your house. It's kind of amazing if you think about it, how far we've come. Even air conditioning, I've talked about before. Indoor plumbing is not even that old. So all of these conveniences that we have are just far superior. Could you imagine living 100 years ago? I mean, you wouldn't know any better. So it would just be your life. No TVs, really? Let that sink in. You know what I mean? So, now we have a TV in the palm of our hand, in our pocket, in our pocketbook. And we have cars. We could drive anywhere we want to and get there in a matter of minutes. It really is wild when you think about how far we've come in such a short amount of time. We can fly places and it's pretty reasonable when you think about how affordable it is. When just, 50, 100 years ago, let's say 100 years ago, you'd have to ride a horse and buggy. And it would take you days, weeks, months, years, depending on where you're going. And I was watching a show the other day and they said, you're moving to this part of town. Oh, well, that will take 2 weeks for me to get to you. So anyway, just a little appreciation for what we have and just a little perspective and insight about how awesome our lives are that we have those conveniences. So anyway, that is it. I am actually putting my sheets back on the bed that I washed this morning. Hallelujah. My life is put together, as a matter of fact. And I hope I helped give you some company while you got your life together a little bit today. But thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out. And if you want to, stick around, put a little happy in your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.